I'm born and brought up in Kalimpong, so I have the beautiful memories. And Kalimpong is such a small place. As it is, people used to call it a sleepy town. The life around the hills, it's quite slow. Makes us perfect nature lovers. Namaste. I'm Catherine Lobo. Then my neighbor, General J.M. Singh, he used to talk about this travel business to me, and I was quite inclined. Ultimately, then one day he said that, "Are you interested to join me?" Nowadays, it has got a different approach. Let's go to the village, and he wanted me to introduce him to some people in the village. And so we all went to the village and we explored the countryside. And in the countryside, I had so many people, I had so many friends. And so it was easy for us to venture around the countryside. And that was our main idea. I made up my mind, okay, I can do it. I, along with the General Jimmy Singh, we started this small company, and we used to walk around Lava, and even the Neura Valley used to cover. And after that, from Lava, we used to walk towards Budhabari, and via this Gumpadara. There is a small Gumpadara, and there used to be a lama. And then they started that Gumpa, and they're building there with their own hands. This beautiful Gumpa, and so I thought that was a beautiful story. Even in the so long time back, we requested people to keep the village, our guests in their houses for the experience. That time, actually, homestay concept was not so much there, but that time we started the homestay concept. And the people loved staying in their house. There are such people who went, they had never been to such houses, but they went, they stayed, and they even they cooked in their firewood, we call it chulas, the kitchen, and they loved that experience. So that's how we started our little tours around the countryside, around the gumpas, around the villages.
I'd like to introduce a little more of Catherine and how we met. Please, can you just type in if you all can hear me?
Yes.
Oh, great. So Catherine was someone that I met on a really beautiful trip down to the mountains. I'd heard about her work, and I was very fascinated in the last 1.5 years of working with her to see what sort of a person, how she could take a small impact and create a small initiative and create a large impact. A little bit about ourselves. We are known as the Unknown Planet, and the Unknown Planet is a commitment by filmmakers and technologists working at the juncture of technology and media to work with people like Catherine, to work with micro and small entrepreneurs, and to make them digitally capable. We believe that if the people have to go into the next generation, then they have to be able to be digitally savvy, because it's going to be increasingly digital. And this is when we realized that traction, technology, and training were the three critical things that people needed, especially in remote parts of Asia and Africa. This is when the Unknown Planet was born, 2018, and we've been working with RISE since 2020. It's people like Catherine who inspire us and keep us going. We know our reason to exist when we see someone like Catherine. Catherine and her partner, General Jimmy, they started a small initiative, as you heard, in the remote Santhar region, which is absolutely scenic and beautiful. Besides rolling hills and beautiful mist, you see very little else. It is not spoiled. It is an unspoiled region where you get the best of nature, the best of sustainability, organic farming, culture, the rare lepcha culture that lets you into their homes and their hearts, as well as you can go for easy treks, you can meditate, you can take care of your health, wellness. They make sure that you do it. Now imagine 25 years ago when something like homestays didn't even exist. Jimmy and Catherine got together and said, you know what, we must make the people independent. We can take our youth, which are being unemployed, and put them into this. Let them take their homes, improve it, and open it to the world. And so they started with the Samtar farmhouse themselves, which is a totally pine-built, purpose-built, beautiful home, which was once a home for headmaster, and now the home of Samtar, which Catherine runs. And then they said, you know what? Catherine has always said one thing: if you are a candle and you are lit, you can light another 100 candles. And this is what she and General Jimmy went around doing. They went to all the small villagers, the lecture community, and they started telling them, listen, please let us teach you. And more the people started being interested, because here was sustainability, here was employability. They weren't dependent on going on a village and becoming, even though they were a science student, they would end up being a driver or a car washer or something in a city. This was away from urbanism, but employment at your doorstep. And that is what Catherine and General Jimmy did. Next step, what do you think was the next step? I'm going to play that for you. Deepak, can I request you to play it, please? Can we play down the next video of what Catherine and Captain Jimmy have done in the villages of Sikkim? Now, Sikkim is the last Shangri-La, according to me. So you're going to have to see what they have actually done and how they've supported a grassroots entrepreneur there. So Catherine, I'm playing the story of you and Dunge House.
Sure.
Or Dunge House, I'm sorry if I pronounced it wrong.
Thanks, Sonia, for starting it.
Namaste, I am Catherine PRADHAN Lobo. I am from Kalimpong and I am a tour operator, a sustainable tour operator. Our guests used to come Dunge House and the Sea Barmek area to go for the trekking to the Varshek forest. We used to cross this village. The host Ganesh Chetri, he had come to our place in Kalimpong because he was interested in the tourism, the kind of tourism that we were doing it, and saying that he would love to open a homestay in his Nepali Chetri community house, and he wanted us to visit his place. So we came one fine morning to this place and we found this beautiful house with his mother, father, and a beautiful family. We instantly liked the place, especially their attitude, because they were very, very hospitable and they were very keen on preserving their own culture. This location is very special because it is just at the foot of this Varshay National Park, and from here From this property, we can see all the trees, and a little bit above, we can see the rhododendron also. And it's in the nature. That's why I feel, and then we can now also hear so many birds chirping. He came to us. He just wanted to know about that what the guest would like. But he wanted our suggestions on the placement of the beds and then food and all. We came here, we just had to tell them that the little layouts, because they have beautiful antiques actually in this house. They have got big, big pots and pans. We requested them to put it on a display. They were already very keen to learn, be prepared for our guest. And first, in the month of October, this couple from England, they came and stayed here and inaugurated this place. Actually, they were so impressed, and they wanted to tell them that they should carry on the legacy their parents are carrying on of their culture. They got the publicity, word by mouth publicity. So that's how people started coming here. The like-minded people who want to come here and stay with the nature, be in the Nepali culture. We try to tell other village people about how to preserve the culture and to start the homestays, and that is the way forward. Hello.
Hi, Kathy, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Can I speak now? So I'm
Yes,
going to
ma'am.
take 2 minutes of your time. My Deepak loads a very special surprise. So this would be something that she did. She and Jimmy went across the whole of Sikkim. Sikkim was the last Shangri-La. It is still the last Shangri-La. There are places there where there is no light and electricity. Places like Zongu, places like Martin, places like Bond, places like, I can't even name the places. They're unspoiled. They're forests that are just beautiful, filled with flowers. There's a place called Tanku, which is about 7,000 or 8,000 square, maybe more, 10,000 meters high. And that's how she got her name, Gurudongma Tours, because she would take people to those unknown places. But when she took people, it wasn't just money-making experience for her. It was an experience where she actually told people how to be immersed in that culture and told people from that culture that, look, this is the world. If you want to interact with them, just make a few tweaks. Keep yourself clean. Do this, do this. Here is how the food is made. Here is how you serve them. Here is how you clean your places. Here is how you take a booking. Here is how you kind of do your word of mouth marketing. And today, those places are sustainable homestays, farm stays, or even like you saw Dange House, which is now 3 purpose-built homes, 3 purpose-built properties, not just homes. And you'll see the same when I saw Yang Sum Farm, or I saw this. So in the 20 days that we filmed together with her, we actually saw 20 people she had touched, and then more. We saw how she reached out to Enche Monastery for their education. We saw how she reached out to the Ani Gompas, the women Gompas. She was, in the true spirit, a giver. But then there was something that they did which really, really has touched the core of my being. And this is their education initiative called Awaken Shrine. So you see, when our kids are in very far away destinations where English is a problem, they don't have the confidence, they've never been to the outside world, the inside world is all that they have. They lack the certainty, the confidence, the knowledge to compete. Their book knowledge doesn't give them the ability to go out and compete. That's when General Sahab and her both got together and started Awake and Shine. I'm going to request Deepak to play Awake and Shine. Deepak, are you going to be able to do it, or you need a few
Yeah,
moments more?
yeah, I'll play.
Okay, so let's go for it. Let's see what Awake and Shine is. And then I'll tell you a little bit about Awake and Shine, and we will get Catherine now to start talking. Just give me a brief moment to share. It's just a minute's video or 2 minutes video. Please, Deepak, can you play it? So please take it away, Catherine Pradhan Lobo. Um, Truly, it was a wonderful endeavor. I've seen you touch so many lives. I've seen you be so superbly giving. I've seen your patience. I've seen the levels of commitment you've had. It's been 25 years. So I'm going to let you start by saying, today, 25 years later, when you see your journey, what is exactly that you feel?
Hello everyone. Thank you, Sonia, for such a lovely video. You have made the whole thing larger than life. Thank you so much. It's really beautiful, and you have made it so special. And uh, it's so difficult for me to speak like you, but I will try. Um, now seeing all these children, they used to be smothered with the dust and all, but they are now coming to the school so neat and clean, and as if the parents have got the purpose of making the children neat and clean, every day uh, uh, sending them every day to the school. And uh, so seeing all this, I now
Wow, that's really interesting. And So please tell me a little bit about how and what have you seen when you go back to these villages, like we went back with you to Bonn, to Yangsung, to all the other places, especially Zongu. Um, what is it that you saw? What was the change you felt you saw over there? What were the experiences uh, you experienced when you went back? 20 plus years later, when you went back, what was your experience, Catherine? How did you feel when they greeted you warmly, when they greeted you with love? How did you feel that? What was this one spark? Why do you think you were able to spark that confidence in them to start so many homestays and now at the level that they've become? What is about that? One, my question one is, how did you spark it? And what have you sparked? Both.
First of all, the sincerity, and they genuinely want, no, they genuinely they were wanting to host the people, and they were not greedy for money. When I asked them that how much you are going to ask, they really quoted a very small price, and I said they were thinking of 500 or 400-500 rupees. I said no, this is not the time for 400-500 rupees. At least it should be 2400 rupees for a couple. If not, that is 20 years back. And so they were quite shocked. I said, no, what you are no offering, and no, people will come. And so did, and people came. They really liked the place because they were very, very genuine, and that is what I really liked about them, the genuinity of the, of the people. And then after that, then they had a really beautiful home and beautiful culture. They were surrounded by the nature, and they had so many things around their village. They had culture. They had nearby forest where they could, because this national park is there. Russian National Park is nearby. From this place, it is quite nearby. So people who would like to go to venture around the national park, they could go easily. And this rhododendron in the month of April, May is really, really good. So and because of all this, I was certain that time that they would be very, very popular. And then I wanted to work with them because of their genuineness, their eagerness, and they were really wanting to help us also to go around to develop the walks around we have developed a walk from that village going to this Vashi National Park. It's a different route than the regularly people follow. So most of the time, this route is being used by us only. And before the trekking, we have to clear the route. So all these villages, all the porters and all, they come from there only. There is this Dunge house host Ganesh's friend is there, and so he is very keen, and he has developed a group from the village, and all the village boys and all, and they are we have taught them to cook them. Um, we have taught them to cook and how to pitch the tent and all that, and know how to
So,
read a little bit good service, how to give. And so now they are very expert. We don't have to take people from Kalimpong. They're all in that village only. So when we want to do the trekking nowadays, we don't have to take anyone. So that village is sustained with this Narbadu Bandari. He has developed this group, and with that group we always go. So it is become so easy for us, and then they are earning good income also. So, and they are happy, and they when on the trail they have to see these boys. They are always carrying so much weight and all, but they are very, very happy. In the evening they dance, they entertain the guests, and so it's really, really nice.
so tell us about the education. I know you've had a great success rate. So let's talk about the success rate you've had through this education. Again, here I have two questions. One, how do you fund this education? Because I know you fund it from the tourism interest. And the second part of it is, how do you actually, how has it impacted the locals? Because I know you'll have become one of the schools that has become a benchmark for the other schools, but also most of your kids have gone on to become super graduates and IITians and people like that. So, one, how did the school start? How do you fund it? And how have you created that success? What has the impact been?
In the beginning, when we started with the small philanthropic generosity of General Jimmy. Then when we started it, because we were running Samthar farmhouse then, and when we told our guests, when they saw this nursery section only, just one class with 17 children, and the way we were teaching them, because we adopted a different kind of innovative teaching methods, and we insisted on the innovative teaching, and we got people for our teachers to train them also, and we were lucky to find that these training people also from our guest only, and so when it started, so guest also helped us. So with the help of our guests and philanthropy of our General Jimmy Singh, and we all started like this. And then from one class to initially we thought it's just the preschool up to UKG or LKG standard, but there was a demand. The people were there and they were really wanting to come to our school only. And that time there were no good school there. But now, that time we started with 17. Now we have 154 children, and even now there is a Don Bosco has come just recently, a couple of years back. But even after the Don Bosco has come, but they are, of course, they are very expensive, and but people are coming to us only. They are wanting to come to Awake and Shine, and because they can, of course, afford it, because this is sponsored children school. And but the way we handled the COVID time also, and that time most of the school were closed and they could not do, because in the village it was difficult to know do the study. Everyone, we know that schools were closed, but we tried our level best with the WhatsApp, and those who didn't have the phone, we had the school open with the turn wise. Sometime 2-3 classes were used to open, and so like people were impressed with that. And then when we opened our school, it was our children were not like they still knew, they had not forgotten, because we could give them some lessons during the COVID also, and we followed all the protocols. So people were really impressed with us, and they were really, really thankful. And it's not the children only, but the parents also. We have this connection with the parents. Whatever happens, they always come, can we help? So we just recently, after 3 years, we did some painting of the school, and then all this, because they said no, that you don't have to employ anyone, we will help. So all the parents came, the fathers who could paint, even the mothers also. So we had just recently in the month of December, after the school session, and we had painting session with the parents. So this is the change that parents, we are running the school not for the only no, we are wanting to involve the parents also. And in between we ran one class for this quilt making also, because we had someone who knew she was a quilt maker. So our teachers and the parents, we all together, we learned the quilting also. And this is one thing. So I can see this school going on now, and I want to run it for another so many generations, because it's a very we have something, it is all together we have established something very nice. It has come, and the outcome of the children, because our children are toppers in other school. After they leave our school, after the 4th standard, they are the toppers. When I see this when I go to take class sometime, that curiosity of the children in their eyes tremendous actually. So I have got a lot of hope. I hope that one of these children only will come and later will run the school, be the part of the trust also, and I can already see that. But we can shine Samthar. We don't have our own land. It's on the leased land. So I am a little bit concerned about that. And so when I was talking about it, that it's on the leased land, we have got some challenges on it. But then one of the parents, they're offering some land. They are wanting to donate. So I am thinking that in future that we can have our own land in the trust name, and we can build up our own school. And I have that courage because I have got so many in my back, and that yes, we can do it. That we should be able to do it. So I can see the school running. I want these children to come back to us only, and one day run the school properly. And I want to avail all the facilities. I am quite bad at reaching. Which Sonia is always after me. She's always tells me that, okay, Catherine, you do this. No, so thank you for that, Sonia. That for being that support and force, that driving force. Actually, you always give me that courage. So I feel that okay, I'm not alone in this. And so I want to run this school together with everyone for so many generations. And already our children are doing very well, but they have to stand on their own feet and become somebody. And then amongst these children only, they have to run the school also. So that is my dream.
So I've seen that every experience you curate, whether it's in Tangku or whether it's in Kalimpong, or it's in anywhere in all the Samtar Plateau or in Zongu or in every place that I've been with experiencing what you stand for, I have seen that you inculcate community, you take culture, you take creativity, so the weavers, the culture of the Buddhist culture, whatever the Hindu culture, and you curate a very unique experience, and you bring in experts. You never take us to the people who just are. You take us to the true locals, and you take us to the real experts. So if it's a birding person, you'll take us to the best birding guide. If you take us to a person who's going to take us on the yak trail, I know how much we've troubled you for the yak trail. You took us to the Pipon. You didn't take us anything else. Just for reference, Pipon is a community leader. He's like your MP, a member of parliament. So Pipon would be the official head of Sikkim's Lachan Lachung. And so you will always take us to the best of the people. How did you curate these experts? How did you build these communities? And how do you always add culture? Consciously, you add culture into the whole mix to create a whole package. At the same time, you ensure it's sustainable, it's organic, the food is great quality, the experience is great. Please tell us how you plan your trips. And I know I've been your most taxing customer, so please do tell us about how you plan your trips and how now, in keeping post-COVID, because we went with you post-COVID, how post-COVID have you changed your trips to make sure that everybody is safe, yet you give the best experience? So one, please tell us about how you culturally and creatively build those trips. And two, how do you ensure the safety? And after that, I'll leave it open for the people to ask any questions.
One thing I have learned, Sonia, is you have to be genuine. You have to be sincere about everything in this trade. That, from the beginning, that is what I have learned, is that whatever is there, that you have to portray. You should not make up, don't do that. And so genuinity and sincerity is must. And that has really worked with me from the beginning. And of course, working hard. Working hard, and you have to make some effort to make everything right. That is, you have to have that now that you have to know, or you have to wanting to, you must be wanting to do nicely, for as a host, to make your guest happy. You have to, with your heart, you should be wanting to do, wanting to be welcoming. So you can't just put on that kind of a face, and no and but you have to, with your heart, you should be able to welcome your guest. That is another one, and which has brought our guests again and again back. And of course, then our village and all this unexplored area. That's why when we started, when we understood this, that this is what we people want to see. When we did 2-3 trials tours around the villages here, and actually our guests only, they requested us to take them to Sikkim, and that's how we explored into the remote areas of Sikkim, and that's how we found these really nice villages. And now also there are so many villages in around Dunge House area. Also very nice villages are there, and there are trails where these yak herders, or this sheep herders trail, you can follow the trail and do the treks also. And so there are many nice areas where people can walk. And there are people in Sikkim also who are genuine and who are wanting to do the treks. And running homestay is one thing, but doing trek is a little bit difficult. But there are nice genuine people around there to do it. So when there are people like that, we found people like that, and it was always very encouraging for us also to take people to such villages, and then getting good response. And then we really felt good about it, because our guests were happy. So ultimately, that one thing is that your guest has to be happy, comfortable, and with what they are getting. So that's what I feel, that is how we have succeeded in this: being sincere, being genuine, and being hard work, and being little bit you have to do little bit hard work in make some effort to make things little bit nice. That's what I feel.
I think that's a perfect way to sum it up. So now we are going to open for question and answers. We just have 5 minutes left before the session ends. Is there anybody who'd like to ask Catherine a question? I see people from a safari destination. I see someone from a special school project. So if there's anybody in the audience that would like to ask a question in our attendee list, it would be really, really nice. So I think Mimla's asked a question. She says, did you get into any official barriers while you're running the school? Do you have any challenges with the regular system?
Running the school. That way, no, from the government side, we don't have any challenges, actually, no barriers. And but yes, in the school, sometime one challenge is that we are not in our own land. Actually, that is one big challenge. That's why that is what I can see, and in future I want to rectify that, and with the help of everyone. And so sometime earlier we had the challenges of teachers, that place like Samthar, such a small place, beginning the teachers were a big challenge. And but then that also I have that we have rectified that. How is that? By taking the local teachers. We went around the villages, and we found the local girls who had studied class 12 and graduate also. So we found them there only, because we used to hire the teachers from Kalimpong, but they always had a problem staying in the village, because they are from Kalimpong, a little bit of small city, but Samtar is too remote area. So that was a big challenge. But no, now now all our teachers are from Samtar. So that has made all the difference, because and they are curious, they're from their village, they are wanting to do good to the school, and so they are part of us. So earlier the challenge was the teachers were not part of us, they were always wanting to run to Kalimpong. But that is what now it is, it is good that it is sustained, and because we are using the local teachers, so that we have. And other challenges, small challenges, that is okay, that we can always uh, know, uh, go through it. And but biggest was the teachers really. But now we have got very good team who are very supportive and who are wanting to really give good education to the children. So they always work hard, and they are honest, very, very honest also. So we are lucky on that.
Thank you, Catherine, for another really great session. My takeaway from this is that any initiative, no matter how small it is, can create a large impact. Look at the amount of lives you've touched just by giving knowledge, by knowledge share, knowledge resources. Look how you've empowered a whole region, a next generation of lepchas through education. And for all our attendees and people who will travel next, my message is please work with people like Catherine or Catherine directly, because it is your travel will touch not just you, but will touch so many more people, and it can actually make a difference. So when you travel, you're actually giving in a way that is so subtle and so built into your givingness that it is almost inherent, and it's not something that you have to go and do separately. So, wishing everyone happy travels. See you today late evening, and thank you, Catherine. Please, Catherine, just go ahead. What are you about to say?
One thing only I would like to request all the travel people, and that they must send guests to Samtar because Samtar farmhouse, if it runs, then our school also runs. So no, it really helps. It's a great support from Samtar farmhouse. No, we get the school gets. So if you all can send the people there, and we can just get together and come up with a good itinerary, and we can run towards for doctors also, if there are doctors who want to get come here. And what I felt is, because we have got remote areas where there is no doctor, and they can do this little trekking, and then also, and see the people also. I think that will be very nice. That's what I feel. Even once a month, if we have the doctors trek around Samthar area or the Sikkim area where there is no hospitals and no doctors that they can reach, I think, and the trek we can make it very, very comfortable by giving good tent, everything, good food, and but it's a doctor's trek. And then we will prepare the trail where there are no hospitals, there are no dispensaries around. That would be great, actually. And this came because when I saw people just dying, just with the mere blood pressure, because they don't know their blood pressure is going high, or their sugar level is going down or up. So with this, with these small things, they are dying. And so it would be so good. And then there are such ailments are there sometime that we don't know. But if doctors, they come regularly on the trek, I think they can do their trek, and then they can do also the little bit of social work. That's what I felt. That I don't know whether it works or not. Our Indian doctors, that can come, actually. That's what I feel, Sonia. If you can think about it, that if we can run the small trails, treks for the doctors, and then they can visit, meet these people also, and do their job, but they get good trek also. So, and then so many other trails we can
Thank you for
we can.
attending. Thank you very much, Yash, for your
Thank you so much.
support. Thank you, Catherine. I think
Thank
we've
you.
done a little overspill on time, but thank you for bearing with us with all the technical and other glitches. Thank you very much.